In this video, we are going to look at how to find the volume of prisms and cylinders. So let's take a look at prisms and cylinders, or just a reminder of what they are. They have two bases, two parallel bases. Cylinders' bases are circles, prisms' bases are some other type of polygon. Remember that they don't have to be sitting on their base, but sometimes they are. So in this case, the triangle is the shape that stays uniform. So this is your base. A cube, all the sides are the same, so you could use any square as the base. And then the base for the cylinder is those circles. So the volume formula is area of the base times the height of the shape. So remember, the height connects the bases. Okay, so the segment or length connecting the bases. Okay, so let's take a look at finding the volume here. Okay, so volume is, again, area of the base times the height. So we need to go ahead and find the area of this base. This base is a pentagon. Okay, so if we're taking a look at finding the area of the base, remember that formula was apothem times perimeter divided by 2. Okay, so we need the apothem, which is given. Remember, the apothem is from the center to the edge, perpendicular, and then we need the perimeter of this base. Okay, so for area of the base, it's going to be apothem, 2.75, times the perimeter. Okay, one side length is 4, and this is a pentagon and has 5 of them, so we have 5 fours, so the perimeter is going to be 20. And then divided by 2. So apothem times perimeter divided by 2. So then type that into your calculator. And so we would get 2.75 times 20 divided by 2, which is 27.5. So the area of this base is 27.5 inches squared. And then the height connects the two pentagons. So from front to back in this case. So between those two bases, they're 3 inches apart. That's the height. So then for volume, we would do area of the base times the height. So 27.5 times 3. So for volume, we would end up with 82.5, and then volume is in units cubed. So in this case, we'd have 82.5 inches cubed as our total volume. Find the volume of this cylinder, so area of the base. Again, this base shape is a circle, so the area formula is pi times the radius squared. So we'd have pi times, now the radius in this one is 7. Since the diameter is 14, the radius is 7. So 7 times 3.14, and we get 153.86 centimeters squared for the area of the base. Then the height of the shape, again, connects the bases. So how far apart are the bases? So 10 centimeters. Plug into the volume formula. So remember, volume is area of the base times the height. Area of the base in this one is 153.86. Height of the shape is 10. So the volume is going to be 1,538.6 centimeters cubed. Rectangular prism here. Okay. Now you can choose any one of these as the base. It doesn't matter because they're all rectangles. So when you do volume equals area of the base times the height, you need to know which ones you're using as the base because that'll obviously change your area of your base and it'll dictate which one's the height. So I'm going to just use the bottom as the base. So I'm going to do, oops, let me change that color. Okay, so the area of our base, so I'm going to be using this as the base. which means that this is also the base. So there's our two bases. And so rectangle, we need to do length times width. So I need to know this measurement, okay, which it's right here. So this is also 6 down here. So area of the base is going to be 6 times 3, which is 18. And then they don't have any units here, so I'm just going to put a U squared for units squared. And then remember, the height connects those two bases. So how far apart are those two bases? 8 units. So again, I'm just going to put a U for the units. And then volume is going to be area of the base times the height. So the base area is 18. The height is 8. So then just multiply those together, and you'll get 144 units cubed for the volume. And I just want to show you that I could have done that differently, like if I used this as the base. So let me use this one as the base. Okay, if I did that, the base would be 8 times 23, and that would be 24 units squared for the base. Now the other base is back here, so your height, your distance between the bases here now would be 6. So when we did the volume, we would do area of the base, 24, times the height, 6. And when you multiply that out, you would still get 144 units cubed. So it just changes what the area of your base is and what your height is. And you'd still come up with the same area. All right, a cube has a side length of 2 feet. What's the volume? So a cube is a special polyhedron because all of the sides and lengths are all the same. So if I'm going to draw this cube, I can just draw one out a little bit here for you. Okay, everything on here is the same length. So when you go to find the area of the base, a cube has a square base. So you're going to do 2 times 2 for the area, right? So this is 2 and this is 2. So 2 times 2 for the area of that base. So you're going to get 4 feet squared for the base. Then the height is the distance between those two bases. That's also 2 in a cube, same as what was given in the for the side length. So then that's going to be 2. So then when you go to find your volume, area of the base times the height is going to be 4 times 2. And so then you're going to get 8 feet cubed. Now, for a cube, that's where this cubic units comes from, is because of the cube. So you're just literally in this one getting 2 times 2 times 2. So this is really 2 cubed, which is where the word or the cubed comes from. Okay, so 2 cubed for the volume is 8. So if it was a cube with a side length of 4, you would just do 4 cubed to get the volume. A cylinder has a base radius of 8 feet and a height of 17. Find the volume. Okay, so again, volume is area of the base times the height. Remember that the base shape in a cylinder is a circle. So it's going to be pi times the radius squared, which they gave us the radius as 8. And then they told us the height is 17. So they give you everything. You don't have to draw a picture. If you want to, you can. Okay, draw out your cylinder, okay, and get your radius on there of 8 and your height of 17. You can totally do that. So then let's figure out the area of the base. So 8 times 8 times 3.14 gives you 200.96 feet squared for the area of this base. And then we can do the volume is area of the base times the height. So we'd have 200.96 times 17. And you'd get a volume of 3,416.32. And this wanted to the nearest tenth. So we'd only do 0.3. And then feet cubed.